Hey everybody, here I am with my big giant head again. I don't know what's going on. It looks like it's all zoomed in again. I don't know. I might have to do the show just like this, just with a close up of my face. I don't know. Did that help at all? Does that help? I don't know. Anyhow, thanks everyone for being here. I know we got a really super late start. Looks like the mic is on. Looks like we're good. I had a bunch of stuff I had to take care of this morning. Let's see. I'm just looking at the Facebook. It looks like Facebook is running. I don't know. It looks like it froze up. It looks like it might have froze up. I don't know. On my end here. But here we are. It's Leap Day, February 29th. We get an extra day of February this year. Isn't that something? Isn't that amazing? I don't know. If you're born on February 29th, then happy birthday. And you actually get to celebrate your birthday on your actual day. So there's that. Okay, so I'm just, again, looking over here. There, I just said hello. Looks like Wes Webb is over there on Facebook. And let me just check Twitch real quick. How's Twitch doing? Twitch is always like nobody. It's like crickets over there for some reason. I don't know why. But it's like, I don't understand Twitch. I still don't know how it works. Maybe that has a lot to do with why I'm not getting anything. Because I want to see. I just don't like the setup. It's so stupid. Their setup is stupid. As far as I'm concerned, Twitch is my least favorite, I think, format. It doesn't make any sense to me. Maybe it's because I'm old. You know how old people. I can remember when we first bought our VCR back in the day, and all the old people, they couldn't figure out how to set the clock, even, you know. And I guess that's how I feel like that's how I am with maybe with Twitch. I don't know how to set the clock, or something of this nature. I don't know. Anyhow, I'm not going to mess with that too much over there on Twitch. I don't even know how to share. I just shared it to Facebook. I wish you could just share it to other Twitch inside Twitch. You know, that would be nice. Stream marker added. I don't even know what that means. I just pushed stream marker added or add stream marker. I don't even know. I have no fucking idea what that even means. And I can't see the feed. All it has is this little tiny screen, and you can't see the chat and the screen at the same time. It's really stupid. Either I'm stupid or Twitch is stupid. Now, a lot of people might say they're going to put their money on me being stupid, but that would probably be a good bet. Anyhow, all right, so that's it. I went over there and checked it out. Looks like we got some people coming in here. We're really late. It's a late day, but hey, sometimes shit happens, right? I guess I could tell you what happened. I mean, I don't know. It might be interesting or it might be boring. As you can see, I've got I went through my collection of hats. Here's a hat I've barely even worn. I think I bought this a few years ago, and this is almost like a brand spanking new hat. Sturgis. I kind of like it because it's got the orange and black, and you know that matches my shoes, and it matches my little shirt that I'm wearing today. Which you can't see too well because the camera really isn't set up very well. Anyhow, I got an orange shirt. I'm trying to get this to point down. It's really not cooperating. It seems as if It doesn't want to move in that direction. I better not mess with stuff, or I'm going to end up shutting the show off like I did the last two shows, where I inadvertently ended the show. But anyhow, just a quick little deal here. Thank you all very, very much for being here. I do appreciate you. Make sure you subscribe and like, hit that thumbs up. Hit the share button, get the show out to the world. But anyhow, so here we are. Mr. Spock looks like was the very first person in the chat. If you're still here, I know it's been. Thanks for being here. Seha's here. Robert Perpont is here. Kevin Anderson's in the house. Today we're in my truck. It looks like this background is my truck. Inside my truck, I think, right? Because there's my, or maybe it's not inside my truck, but I had all my stuff that I got from Schneider. There's a beanie over here. They gave me a safety jacket thing there, safety vest. There's my 10-year safety plaque. Well, that's like a big sticker type of deal. Did I take this inside the truck? This picture? I think I did. I think this is inside my truck. So anyhow, we're in the truck today. I guess we're just cruising in the truck. So thanks for all for fitting in. It's kind of a tight squeeze. Like I said, I just don't like this shot. It feels like it's cutting my head off, type of deal. I could move it back. That's a little bit better. And then I'll just struggle to read the chat. I can see it though. WW says, play that junky music, man. Super duper music loopers. W really has a thing about the opening music. He doesn't like, he's a purist. Because he's a musician. He plays real instruments. So God forbid if someone like me, who's not a musician, tries to put a little something together using GarageBand or whatever, so that he doesn't, so he can have some sort of music to open the show and not get a copyright strike or whatever. And I can't go write my own music because I'm not a musician. So God forbid. Anyhow. But thanks for being here, W. Good Vibes Tribe's here. Hi, Trucker John. Hello, everyone. Hello, Good Vibes Tribe. I'm not sure if I've seen you in here before, so thanks for being here. Appreciate you being here. Make sure you hit the like, subscribe, and share button for me. And let me know how you found out about the channel and the live stream and all that stuff. Robert Perpont, you are supposed to shroom on leap days. I've never heard that. Go ahead, knock yourself out. WW says, I haven't done that since my 30s, Robert. I just remember giggling on shrooms. Let's see. WW says Twitch is weird, mostly for gamers and kids. Yeah, maybe, and I'm really neither of those. Robert Perpont. I shroomed in my mid-20s, and quit until I was 50. Shrooms and psychedelics are much better at an older age. Wow. I've got something to look forward to, I guess, because I am at an older age. I feel like my hat is crooked, and then everything in there is backwards. So anyway. Hey, Marie Jean Greco's here. Thanks for being here. Peace out. Let's see here. Kevin Anderson says, truck beep beep. Or, WW says, don't want to use anything illegal. Cops were cracking down. That's a good time to stop, I guess. Okay, let's go ahead. Kevin Anderson says, stream down. No, I had an issue. Well, I had a thing where I had to take care of some business. I had to take care of a little business. I'll tell you that. I'll say it in a minute. I think I'm almost caught up with the chat here. WW says, I told you that you could use my music for free. For one thing, I like my music. I like it. I'm going to use my music. Thank you for the offer, WW. I like my music. I like the setup that I have. So, Robert Popon says, you experience DMT every day. It's illegal, yet your body produces it every day. Crazy. I don't even know what DMT is. I was gonna say Donald Tenacious Earth, but that's not right. W says you don't like my music. I don't. I've heard a very small sample of it, but that has nothing to do with it. I like my music. Good Vibes Tribe. I spoke to you a couple times on Livestream. Oh, okay, awesome. So you're coming over there. You're a sparkler. Now you're a truckler. Because I think is that what we're going with? We kind of was going with trucklers and fifth wheelers. I don't know. We had a bunch of things going on, but trucklers seem to have kind of stuck. So you're a sparkler and you're a truckler, apparently. Hopefully. Good Vibes Tribe says in the chat, we talked yesterday about hemp papers. Oh, okay. Awesome. Yeah, that's right. I remember I made that comment because I was asking. The reason I asked that because, Hal was talking about how, he posted that article saying that there was an increased chance of, I don't know, was it cancer or heart disease or something? And they thought it was from like if you're smoking weed, and it's like, and Hal was talking about, the burning of the paper, and that there's stuff in the paper, and you're breathing that in, all these sort of carcinogens or whatever. And then he made a comment like maybe you can roll a joint with like a big leaf, like a marijuana leaf, kind of like how they make cigars, I guess. And I was just thinking, well, what about hemp paper? Because hemp is a cousin, is it, of cannabis? Could you use? And I know that there's hemp products. They make clothing and ropes, and there's paper. So I thought, well, why don't you just use hemp paper, like rolling paper, And then that's when Good Vibes Tribe and I believe 56 Nick Rich also chimed in, and you both said that they do have hemp paper, rolling, paper to make joints with. And so then I wonder if that would be less carcinogenic, Just wondering. I was just sort of spitballing, Let's see here. We got Alvin Stoobs in the truck with us today. Thanks for being here today. Robert Pope, never heard of King Kong Shrooms and Mr. Spock. WW says, new tradition 229, everybody gets stoned before then. Mad Max says, hey, it's Trucker John and gang. Love the Sturgis hat. I've been riding since the 70s. Awesome. I've never actually gone to Sturgis, and I'm not a biker. I just bought this hat at I believe it was a Flying J. See if I can remember where I bought this. It was probably in Wyoming. I think it might have been Evanston or something like that. I think that's where I bought it because I just like the hat, and Sturgis is cool. I wouldn't mind if I had a Harley or something. I would go up there, but I don't. But yeah, I like the hat. I like the color scheme. But yeah, cool. So thanks for being here, Mad Mac. WW, you have bad taste, Trucker John. Oh, aren't you, Mr. High and Mighty? Robert Propone, Trucker John, DMT, in dimethyl Oh, I thought, is that the stuff in shrooms? I thought shrooms was like psilocybin or something like that. Mr. Spock, there's supposed to be a medium type potency. So we're getting into a shroom conversation. I'll let you guys continue that because I did shrooms a little bit in the early and mid 80s, and that was about it. Just a couple times, and it was all right. It's all right. Good Vibes says smoking anything has effects. Heart attack, new study. Because so it was about heart attacks. It wasn't about cancer. And then some people were saying, well, what about just smoking out a pipe or a bong or just using edibles and that kind of stuff? I think edibles might be the best way to go. Because I don't like smoking anything. I don't like smoking cigarettes. I don't like smoking pot. I used to smoke pot, like you do when you're in high school and in college. But I never liked the smoke. That's why I've never been a smoker, thank God. Really, thank God. Or whoever, thank dog or whatever, that I don't like smoking. Because I never so I never got hooked on smoking cigarettes. And I never really, smoked a whole lot of pot. I had times in my life where I smoked a lot of pot, I guess, but not like, probably less than most of my friends and stuff. Let's see here. Good Vibes Tribe says, essentially it's smoke from a fire, so not too sure if it's safer. Okay. Yeah, because that smoke, either way, you're going to have smoke. It might be a little bit safer, but probably not much. Good Vibe says, yeah, Hal spilled the bong yesterday, kind of went at the stoners. Well, maybe the stoners are a little too sensitive about that. Because I kind of agree with Hal in a lot of ways, but also I do think he does get a little bit high and mighty about it too. You know what I mean? Overly, Anyhow, WW says, I saw a dead man once in Sturgis laying by the side of the road. Wow. I wonder what that was about. I'm rubbing my shoulder. I need to go get a massage or something because my shoulder, for some reason, has been so sore. I don't know what I did. It's like when you get old, you can just like injure yourself just walking or something, or just, I don't know what I did, but somehow my fucking shoulder is killing me. And I'm not like, how Hal had to get acupuncture because he was working out and stuff. I don't even work out, and I somehow injured my shoulder in my upper arm shoulder area. It's really sore. Anyhow, let's see. Robert Propont says you were supposed to run him over. Oh, that was the dead body. Mr. Spock, I only rode a Harley once. Mad Mac, 1980 lowrider, lots of torque but slow steering. It was comfortable but weird different. I saw a really nice Harley yesterday in Vegas. I have a feeling though, I've ridden bikes, but it's been a long time, and it's been decades. You know what I mean? And so when you try to do that, and you're especially like my age now at 63, it's not that I couldn't ride, but it would take some really serious hours, putting hours in, I think, to really feel confident riding it. Rose Blake's here. Rose Blake says, can any girls get in this truck? Oh, yeah. Oh, sure. I don't discriminate. Thanks for being here, Rose. Hop on in. We're going to go for a little cruise here. Good Vibe Tribes, I'm an ex-cigarette smoker, so I use edibles now. Yeah, I think edibles might be safer. I don't know. WW study, you have to add the www. Okay. See, I wish I want to lower this. I feel like I'm just cutting my head off and it won't let me really, maybe it's a little bit better. Anyhow, I just feel like it's cutting my chin off or something. I don't know. Maybe that's a good thing. So you don't see all this shit down here. Anyhow, where was I now? Oh, Kevin says massage chair. Well, I don't know. Would a massage chair? Hey, can I get a massage chair? Like a young version of Cher, like when she was in her 20s? A massage chair. Would that massage my shoulder? I guess because I've sat in those before. I'm trying to think. I guess when you sit in it, it kind of does your whole body. Yeah, I should do that. WW says during the motorcycle festival he wiped out on the shoulder. Oh, both, and then secondarily, both of my shoulders hurt. So that's what WW said. Mr. Buck says I rode a 86 FZR 400 17K KMS one summer. Tiny race seat. I won the Iron Butt Award of the year. Ba-da-boom. Mr. Spock, I'm working on it, man. One of these days. Anyhow. Mad Max says upgrading Harley suspension does wonders for the handling. My Harley is almost 1,000 pounds. Wow, but it is nimble as a bike, half the weight. Wow, that's impressive. Expensive eyes, but shitty suspension. Hey, there's Jolie. Thanks for being here, Jolie. Sorry for the late start. I know, you probably got things going on and everything, and but thanks for being here. Good of you to join us. WWE says, hit a bird, 2 points, hit a rabbit, 4 points. Rubber Perpone. I used to ride not Harleys, though, sport bikes. I gave it up after hitting my second animal, and neither time did it crash me. I said, that's it. I got to quit because the third time might be the charm. Yeah, that would make one pause. WW says, it can't smoke. The study was 75% smokers, 25% other non-specific. Rose Blake, Jolie, I was beginning to think I was by myself. Robert Perpone says, hi, Rose Blake. WW says, I have talked openly to any of my doctors who are willing. They don't really know any more than we do. Studies are not yet to come out. Apparently there was one that Hal was talking about. Good Vibes Tribe says, my doctors are cool with cannabis. And, oh yeah, there was, did I mention that Seha was here? Seha made one little post way in the beginning, and I may have skipped it. So if you're still here, yeah, he was like the second one in. If you're still here, Seha, thank you so much for being here. I didn't mean to skip over you. But thank you to all of you that are here. So this morning, here's what happened. Okay, so just a little recap for those of you that don't know. I've been driving for Uber for about a year now, about exactly a year. And I've been renting, I've been going through their rental program, and I've been renting a Tesla Model 3. I've rented 4 of them. And for the last few weeks, okay, the way it used to be when you first started, you would have to go down to their office every week and to extend. And that was for like the first 3 or 4 months. So they've been kind of changing over to this newer system. Then it was like, okay, you extended, and then you would have 6 months, and before you had to come to the office again. So that was cool. So you didn't have to come down every single week, but it would auto extend you, on the internet or whatever. Electronically. But you didn't have to, but then every 6 months they wanted you to come into the office and like renew the contract. Okay, that was that. And then I switched offices at one point because there was another office that was basically right around the corner from where I was staying. So I switched offices. So then I would go in there, and there's people in the office, real life people and everything. And you would check in, but using a QR code to check in, and that would put you in the line. That's the way the other office was too. And then you would talk with a real person to either if you're updating your contract or extending, but also it was that 6-month program too, where you didn't have to come into the office to renew the contract. It would just auto extend. And now, so what's been happening these last few weeks, I've been getting, because there's the Hertz corporate office, and then there's the Hertz local office. And I don't think the two are communicating too well right now, because the Hertz corporate is sending me stuff like, you need to take the car in for service, even though I've already done it. And then it's saying you're not auto extended, so you're overdue. And then I get a hold. So now when I go to the Warm Spring, the office, the local office, now the way they have it set up is you check in with a QR code, and you don't even though they have people there, you can see them in the office, but you don't even have to be there anymore. You don't even have to go there. You just have that little website there where you can check in, and then they do everything through texting. Okay, so last Tuesday, I took the car in because they've been telling me that I need to do a swap. I need to turn that car back in and get another one for some reason. They don't really tell me why. I'm only assuming that it's because the car I know the car is a 2022. It has well over 50,000 miles. It's approaching 60,000 miles now. So I think they want to take it out of service, and because I know they like to sell the cars before they get too high mileage. And so that's what I'm assuming. But they don't tell me that. They just say I need to swap. So I went there Tuesday. I went actually to the office Tuesday, but I didn't even go in the office. I just stayed in the parking lot because I went ahead because I didn't save that site from before, so I didn't have the actual website. So I went there, and at the little guard shack they have the QR code, and I went on the QR thing, tapped the web address, and then from there it has a little thing where you check in. It's like you're checking in to meet with somebody, but they do it all through text, which I kind of like, but I kind of don't like because it's like I don't know, it's like when you don't actually talk face to face with someone and you're just doing texts, things get lost in translation or whatever. It's just like on here in our chat, like someone could say something joking or sarcastically, and you might not pick up on that, and you might think that they're just being an asshole or whatever. So anyhow, so last Tuesday, the 27th, just a few days ago, right? 2 days ago, right? I was there because I thought I had to swap, and then they just go on the text. I go, yeah, I'm here for the swap. You said I had to swap cars, whatever. And they're like, and they go, well, can I authorize payment to extend you? And I'm like, yeah, sure, but are we swapping? And they go, and then it just comes back, okay, you are auto extend. You're good to go. And I go, but then they also said, but we will for sure swap you out next Tuesday, which is like the 5th or whatever it is. So I'm like, okay, so I'm good to go? And they're like, yep, you're good to go. You can go. And I'm like, okay, I'll see you next Tuesday then. And then they're like, okay. So then this morning I get a call from Hertz, and this is like the 1-800 number. This is like their national. This isn't the local office. This is like their corporate office or whatever. And they're like saying, you are overextended. Oh no, you're not overextended. You are overdue. The car has not been extended. You need to take care of this immediately, before you get charged a bunch of extra shit or whatever. And so I'm like, I already paid. I was on Tuesday. They authorized payment. It was $404, and they said I'm good to go until next Tuesday. And then they said, well, you need to call their office. And I go, the number that you guys give me and the number that's listed on there. It just goes to a voicemail thing that says that it's not set up to take calls. So they don't take calls at that number. She goes, you have to get a hold of them. And so I'm like, all right, I just went on the little thing where you just can do it, where you check in online. But then that thing doesn't open until 8:45. It was like 8:30. It was 8:29, and I tried when I went on there, and it goes, okay, this service doesn't open until 8:45. So I had to wait till 8:45, and then I checked in. You put your name and your email and your phone number, and then they know who you are. And then it comes back, okay, you're checked in. You're in the queue. That was at 8:45. They didn't get a hold of me. I was hoping, because you saw, I kind of, if you guys saw, I put some things out where I was hoping I would be on maybe at 10, because it was already almost 9:30, and I'm like, they should be getting a hold of me pretty soon. Anyhow, they didn't. I think it was after 10 o'clock. But finally, they go, okay, you're next, and I just go, hey, look, the Hertz corporate office or whatever, they're calling me saying that the car's not extended, even though I was here Tuesday, and you guys took the payment and said I was extended till next Tuesday, and then they're like, oh, I'm showing that you're not extended, and can I authorize? Is it okay if I authorize a payment of $417? And then I'm just like, well, wait a minute. I was here Tuesday. You guys took out $404, and you said that I was extended. And then they're like, okay, this is not the billing department. You're gonna have to get a hold of the billing department. And I'm like, wait a minute. I don't. First, I go, well, I don't know the number. Can you give me the number to that? But also, I was told I was good to go. They said they took the money and I'm good to go till next Tuesday. And they're like, well, we can't see that. And then I'm like, okay, go ahead, take the 417. because I don't want to get shut down, while I wait for this. So they went ahead and charged me another $417, and they're like, okay, you're good till Tuesday. And then I'm like, okay, that's what you said last. You said last Tuesday. You said I was good till next Tuesday. Now it's Thursday, and you're saying, I go, I feel like I'm being double billed, and they never did respond. Once they took the money, they didn't respond, and I'm like, so I'm like, fuck you guys. I'm like, this is fucked up. And then I wrote something. I didn't use cuss words, but I went ahead and wrote a bunch of stuff like that. Like, I don't think you guys are communicating very well. I don't think the corporate office knows what you guys are doing, and I don't think you guys know what you're doing. I go, I feel like I'm being double billed, and for the last few weeks, I even at one point got shut out of the Uber app because you guys didn't put my information back into the system. And I go, I'm getting a little tired of this, And they never, as far as I know, they didn't respond. Let me see. I guess. Let me see if I have. If I go to the text here, yeah. See, they never responded. And then they said, okay, your contract has been extended. Here's what, after they took that 417, they said, your contract has been extended until 3/5/24, and your receipt has been mailed to you. And I got the receipt. I looked at it. It's on my email file. It says, have a great week. And then right after that, it's kind of like a separate little entry. It says, John, it's your turn. Please go to desk 3. So I have a feeling that there are different people that are texting me because it doesn't say who they are or anything. So then I just said, hey, I'm not at the location. I was told that that I don't have to be there. I could do this from home. But that one response, it was like I was there because they have in the office they have the desks and they have it's numbered, and they were saying go to desk 3, and I'm like, I'm not even there. So, and then I said, please make sure to enter my name and info in the system so I don't get blocked from Uber again, And then then there was no response. I was waiting and waiting and waiting. And I go, okay, I guess I'll go now. And I said, even though I don't think you guys know what you're doing, I think I'm being double billed, and I'm getting a constant runaround, going back and forth between corporate office and the local office, and no one ever responded. But I did get the receipts that they said I'm extended till Tuesday, but it's just frustrating. It's just really frustrating. It's been frustrating, but they are. I mean, I will give a little bit of a benefit of the doubt, I guess, because this has all been a transitioning from being where you actually go in the office and deal with the people to being almost all through texting and all through like an automated type of system, and I guess maybe they're going through some growing pains. I don't know, but it's been kind of frustrating. So that took me, from 8:29 because I just got the call. I would have maybe started earlier, but I got a call from that first call from Hertz was just before that. It was like 8:15 or whatever. And then after I got off the phone with them, that's when I went on that other check-in page at 8:29. And then I had to wait till 8:45, and then they didn't come back to me until what time was it? After 9:30 or whatever. And then I was trying to deal with them because then you text back, and then you got to wait for them because I have a feeling that they're doing more than one person. They're probably dealing with you. They might have they might have about 5 or 6 people, and they probably go. They're looking at what I texted, and then they go back to the other person, and then they probably go back and forth. So then you got to wait for them to respond, and sometimes it was taking 5 or 10 minutes for them to respond. It was just it's kind of a weird system. I mean, I could see how it could be a good system, but I guess they're still working all the bugs out. So yeah, that's what I was doing this morning, trying to work that out. And I am going to try to get a hold of billing and make sure that I'm not being double billed because they charged me on last Tuesday. So that means for this week, I've been charged $821. And it's not supposed to be that much. It's only supposed to be like around 400 and something, So I don't know why I got double billed. And so I need to, so at some point here, I'm going to, today, after this probably, I'm going to see if I can get a hold of the billing department and make sure I'm not being double billed. I'm going to say, why did I get billed $821 for a rental that usually is only like a little over $400? And that includes everything. That includes insurance, and that includes my charges for the electricity that I use, that I buy. So anyhow, so there's that. That's what I was dealing with this morning. So just in case anybody was wondering, we're talking about nicotine vapes in the chat. Talking about all kinds of stuff. Legal cannabis. WW says, just in case you didn't figure it out, I'm joking. Well, I skipped down, so I don't even know what you're joking about, but I'm sure you're joking, because you're a joking guy. Robert Purple, Good Vibes Tribe, it works for my buddy. Partly because he believes it works, no numbers in mind. I did skip down, so I'm just, because I know I'm way behind here. But lots of talk about cannabis. Good Vibe Drives Rick Simpson oil, also known as FSO, which is full of petroleum oil. Did you ever see Lorenzo's Oil? That movie made me cry. Crying like a big baby when I watched that movie. Let's see here. WW says, hospitals and insurance companies are like that. Social Security and Medicare. I just pay the bill, expecting them to send me a check later or add it to my balance. Yeah, that's kind of what I'm hoping, that at some point they're going to go, oh, wait a minute. We're going to give you a credit, or something like that. Rose Blake, you guys are super smart. We have a super smart chat, and that includes you, Rose. Mad Max says, it's good to have a professional driver in a Uber car, Trucker John. So many are dumbasses, I know, I agree. They are. And I've been complimented many times on my driving. And then people will tell me how the last driver they had was a complete, shit show. And that, they were actually scared and they couldn't wait to get out of the car. And then they're they're sort of relieved or whatever to be in my car. My rides are nice and smooth and peaceful. Let's see here. WW says, CBD, THC are saving my life. Kevin Anderson, administrative spot car rentals are weird. I'm skipping down because I'm behind. Let's see here. Good Vibes, 100 megs are a full gram, about 100. I don't know what mg is. Megadose is a dose. Megadose. You can tell I don't do any of this stuff because I don't know what any of that means. Robert Paul says, I'm now WW. I was like how you are not in a coma. Laughing out loud. Mr. Spuck, have you tried CBG at WW? Not CBD, but CBG. Robert Perpon says 100 mgs. How much RSO is that? Like a grain of rice size? Good Vibes tries. I prefer the CBD heavy stuff. I'm too old for the big head rush. WW says some is 25.5. I have no idea what you guys are talking about. Kevin Anderson, Trucker John, you was getting ripped. As in ripped off? Yeah, something's wrong. Something's not right, huh? Something's not adding up. Good Vibes Tribe, 100 mgs is about a syringe full. 100 mg dose is about the size of a pin cap. All right, that's good to know, I guess. WW says, haven't heard of CBG, but looking it up. I'm sure he's Googling it as we speak. Good Vibe Tribes milligrams. Remember, per ball mg equals micrograms. Remember, per punt or milligrams. Good Vibe Tribes or micrograms. I'm not sure. It's micrograms or milligrams, or both. It sounds like they're synonymous, I guess, apparently. Mr. Spock says, it's all a matter of perspective. Perspective, not prospective. It's all a matter of perspective. I was in charge of a crew loading passenger aircrafts, totally baked every day, never loaded a flight wrong or late, never had a problem, and never wore a watch. Wow. WW, all have to see if the dispensary has it. The CBG. The CBGBs. Anyhow, Good Vibe Tribe says, the stuff I take just feels like you took an ibuprofen, so don't get you all messed up. Mad Mac, milligrams. Oh yeah, milligrams. Micrograms, milligrams. I'm not sure if I'll ever have to worry about it. I don't know. But thanks for clearing that up, I guess. WW says mg is milligrams, still very small. Okay. Alrighty then. So today, while I was on hold, I watched a bunch of these videos about the incident in Gaza where about 100 people were killed trying to get food, like some of the aid, some of the relief aid that was coming in. And it was really interesting seeing, because I think I watched Democracy Now's report, I watched the BBC report, I watched the CNA, which is News Asia. I forget what the C stands for. I don't think it stands for China. I think it's News Asia. See what I listened to the Today Show. These were all clips that were anywhere from just a couple minutes to some of them were a little longer, 8 to 10 minutes or whatever. There may have been another one, but it was interesting to see the different. You can see the bias reporting with the different perspectives. Some were saying that this was just Israel committing war crimes, and that they just, it was just a massacre. And then others were saying, so I mean, it's hard to, I guess, it's hard to know what the real thing is. But others are saying, and I kind of tend to probably agree with this, is that, okay, because you could see, they had aerial footage and everything. You could see these trucks going in. It was like a convoy of trucks. They had just gone through a check station, Israeli Defense Force check station. They got to check them out, make sure they're not bringing in, contraband like bombs or weapons or whatever. They got to check and make sure it's. Maybe there might have been some medical stuff in there. I don't know, but it was mainly food, I think. They check them out, and then the convoy continues on into Gaza. Okay, and then when that happened, these hordes of people started rushing towards the trucks. They were getting close to the check station. The IDF fired some warning shots in the air. They felt threatened. They felt like they were still coming, and they actually shot into the crowd, and they shot some people. But the majority of the people that were injured and killed, according to some of these reports I listened to, were caused by the truck drivers who were Gazan. They were Palestinian drivers, by the way. And they were running over people. They ran over a bunch of people because the people were swarming the trucks. And they were plowing through the crowd. And so a lot of those 102 people were killed by the trucks, by being run over by trucks, or by being trampled on each other. Okay? But a lot of these reports, like Amy Goodman, Democracy Now!, are saying this is a massacre, this is genocide, this is war crimes. They make it sound like the IDF just mowed down 102 people. Actually, I think there were 700 or something that were injured. So they make it sound like the IDF was just machine gunning or whatever into this crowd of people. And I don't think that's the case. I think that was the truck drivers saying, trying to get through and being overwhelmed because you could see the swarm. It's almost like a zombie movie. This swarm coming down on the trucks. Now, if it were me, if I was driving, I would have just stopped. As long as they weren't trying to get into my cab and trying to fuck with me, for that situation, I would have just stopped and said, "Hey, you guys want to offload it? Offload it right here." Apparently, they were supposed to go to some other area to distribute this shit. But I would have just stopped and said, "Have at it, man." I don't know why they're running. I don't know why they're running over people. I mean, their own people. Anyhow, that was what was going on this morning, and you can see these. You can see the biased reporting, but from what I could see, that's what happened. This hundreds of people were overwhelming these trucks, and the truck drivers were running them over. And the IDF, they did shoot into the crowd. They did shoot some people, but it might have been like 10 people because they felt threatened because that crowd was coming towards their check station. They fired warning shots. They still felt threatened, so they shot into the crowd, and then that brushed them back away from the check station. But they still were overwhelming those trucks. Now I don't know about the truck drivers. They may have felt threatened too. So that's why they just kept plowing through the crowd. But like I said, so it's hard to put a judgment on them. But if I'm just thinking, like, I probably would have just stopped and I would have just said, "Hey, take the shit. That you guys want it? Have at it, man." I'm not, because that's how I roll. I don't want to run over people. I don't want to with my truck. I don't want to kill people. So I would have just said, "Hey, yeah, go ahead and take it because it's going to you guys anyway." And I'm sorry, we have a really fucked up distribution system here, so I guess we're just going to do it this way. You guys can just ransack the truck, the trailer, take all the shit because they showed people they had like donkeys that were pulling carts because they were going to load up the shit with those carts. So I'd be like, "Hey, man, fucking load your carts up, get the fuck out." That's what I would have done. But I wasn't there, so I don't know how scary it was. I mean, those drivers might have really been in fear for their lives, and so they just felt like they had to plow through the crowd. But like I said, if it was me, I would have stopped and I would have said, "Offload the shit. Have at it. I'll go have I'll take a break while you guys go and offload the truck." But it was, it was mad. It was chaos. It wasn't, so it's not like it's that easy, like just, people are, it's a war zone. So anyhow, that's what I was watching while I was on hold and everything. So let's see what we got here. Still talking about THC. So you guys can have that. I'm not really into the THC, and so I'm kind of, I feel like I'm out of the loop on that. So, but you guys have at it. You can have fun with that. Mad Max says, "Remember the poor truck driver during the Rodney King riots?" Oh, the poor truck driver that had his window down and he was driving down Normandy and saying the N-word and shouting out the N-word and saying, Rodney King got what he deserved when they about being beaten by the cops. That poor truck driver. You didn't hear about that, did you? They didn't really report that too much. But I'm not saying that he deserved to be dragged out of his truck and have get brain damage from the brick that they kind of crushed his skull in with. But I'm just saying he wasn't such an innocent little angel either. He had his window down and he was yelling at there were protesters and he was going, yeah, he was saying, "F you N-words." I almost said it. "F you N-words. Rodney King got what he deserved." That's what he was saying when they rushed his truck and pulled him out. So, like I said, I don't think that merits him getting assaulted like that, but I'm just saying he wasn't like some innocent little angel. We have freedom of speech, but there's consequences. You can say whatever you want, but if you're going to shout the N-word in front of a bunch of black protesters like that, then just be ready for some consequences. Mr. Spock says autos have THC levels. Okay, I'm skipping THC talk. You guys can do that. I'm not really interested in THC. Good vibe. They got mad at me. WW cut me off till they figured I wasn't abusing anything. Okay, so you guys are just talking about pot, being cut off from pot, I guess. And we're still on milligrams. I met Jesus Gandhi, pretty sure I met a few dinosaurs also. That was from Good Vibes Tribes. Took a swig off a 100 milligram syrup bottle. Wow, that sounds like some potent stuff there if you're seeing all that. Mr. Spock says, I'm going to get some regular auto seeds. Best mail, blah, blah. WW says, your doctor's good vibes. Kenny Doctor was the only one who didn't want to talk about it. Finally did at the next appointment. Mad Mac, really? Nope, I didn't hear that. Mad Mac, well, what did I ask then he was? Oh, about the driver. What was his name? God, I forgot his name now. I used to know his name. But I remember watching that live when it happened, and I remember it being reported that that's what he said. At that time. It's not like I heard this years later. I remember when that happened. Because I was living in the San Fernando Valley at the time, and so I was which is pretty close to LA. I mean, it's a lot closer than here or in the other places I've lived. W said exactly. You are asking for trouble, Mrs. Spock. Yep, outdoors is all I do. Other than starting CISO. WW cut off from opioids. If you test negative, they stop prescribing. Good Vibes Tribe. Non-doctors will cut off all your meds if they find out you are taking cannabis. It's actually not just we talk. It's healthcare. Yeah, I understand that. I know people like to. For medicinal purposes, it's not just about getting high. I understand. And I guess I'm really lucky enough that I don't have the health issues that a lot of people do, so that they need CBD or whatever to get relief, like pain relief, or, help with, I guess maybe nauseousness, like the people who are under chemo and stuff like that. So I feel grateful and very thankful that I'm not in that situation. So I don't mean to poo-poo it, or whatever, but I guess since I'm so out of that loop, it doesn't interest me. But yeah, you're right. It's about healthcare. So I agree. Robert Paul says, Rose Blake, no, it's mango flavored, and I also have grape, but never tried it yet. MJ, I almost said McDaniel again. MJ Daniel says, hello, everybody. Hello to you, MJ. Good to see you. Haven't seen you in a while. Thanks for coming back. Make sure you like, subscribe, share, all that good stuff. We've been stuck at just a little over 1,500 subs for a few weeks now. It would be nice if we could get to 2,000. That would be really, really nice. So make sure you hit the share button, and then maybe it'll happen. It might just happen. You never know. I was planning on doing another show today, a lead-in, like I've been doing, because Hal comes on at 4 today, right? Because today's Thursday. So I think I'll do a 3 p.m. Pacific time show, and it will be titled probably the Hal Sparks pre-show warm-up. That's usually what I call it. So look for that at 3 p.m. Pacific time. And let's get those subs. Let's get the subscriptions up. We're lagging, guys. We're lagging behind. Kevin Anderson has a question mark. What's your question, Kevin? WW says, haven't tried any syrups, but I see them at the dispensary. Mad Mac says, yep, you cannot do any other recreational drug if you are getting opioids prescribed, and they P-test you too. Your mama was so dumb she studied for her P-test. Ba-da-bum. Marie Jean Greco. Yes, W. I tell my doctors everything I do or take. Hey, Marie, did I say hi? Were you here? Did I say hi already? I guess you were here before, huh? Well, thanks for being here. Anyhow, in case I didn't, I've got the short-term memory loss going. I might not smoke pot, but I got the short-term memory loss. Well, thanks for being here, Marie. Just in case if I didn't already say hi to you. Mr. Spock says, and even if I did, it's nice to say hi twice, I think. Right? Mr. Spock says, I have 600W LED grow light to start the plants off. Rose Blake, Robert Perpont, again, I was misinformed. I was told it would taste awful. Robert Perpont says, John, can we talk about how last night my Dixie wrecked? Read that out loud again. Laughing out loud. I don't know. Yeah, I don't know if I want to read that out loud again. Rose Blake, I love your mama jokes. Jolie is saying hi to Marie. So I guess I guess I didn't say hi already, but I'm gonna say hi again. I will say hi again. Mr. Flock says, use your dog's pee. Just make sure your dog is not pregnant. Can they not tell that it's not human pee? Are they that? Is it not that sophisticated of a test? WW says, laughing out, Mad Mac. My rheumatologist kept prescribing the Norco after he knew I was experimenting, was trying to get off of it. He had another doctor come in and talk with me about it. Okay. This is such interesting health talk. I'm glad we're talking health. It's like it's vital that we talk about health issues. How about the health issues of the Republicans wanting to take away women's health care options like birth control and IVF and even abortion? That's all health care. I'd rather talk about that than all this pot shit, but whatever. But even that, I'm very limited in even those subjects too. So you guys, you can talk about whatever you want. Marie says, you did say hi, John, but twice as nice. Alrighty. Well, thanks for being here, Marie. And just for that, you know what, Marie, you're going to get one of these. Thank you so much. You're going to get all kinds of thank yous for being here. Because I know Rose was feeling a little, Rose Blake was feeling a little like she was the only gal. But now we got Rose, and we got Marie, and we got Jolie. So, we got some girl power in here. WW says, I think they wanted to make sure that I was sincere. When I stopped testing positive, they stopped prescribing. Rose Blake says, these people know their stuff, John. I'm learning a lot. Okay, I hope you're taking notes. Get your pen and pad out, or pencil and pad. Take some notes. Good vibes, drive, John. You're right, John. It's just disgusting. Minjay Daniel says, my senior year in high school was 1981, and I smoked pot like Sean Penn in Fast Times at Ridgemont High, but now I just have a little before bed. Well, that's good. It's good you're not partying like you did in high school. If I tried to party like I did in high school and in my 20s, at this age, I would be dead. I'm very convinced that it would kill me. WW says, by that time, I had saved some up for emergencies, so I would not seem like an addict if I needed it. Jolie says, girl power. Kevin Anderson says, girl power. I don't know, I was just trying to read how it was typed there. And Marie's like, flexing her muscles. Sun's out, guns out. Mad Max says, my rheumatologist is pretty cool, but the stupid government restrictions keep their hands tied. Her thought is, we have medication to help pain, so why not use it? And hopefully, if we keep the Senate and take back the House, and we keep the White House, I think they will is it deschedule? Is that marijuana and all that kind of stuff? And that might help a lot, right? Mr. Fox says 420, puff puff pass. I'm reading emojis a little bit better. WW says, I don't think THC shows up in all P tests. Do they do the hair ones? Because sometimes I've had to take drug tests where they take a think of hair, and that's supposed to be, isn't that supposed to be like even more accurate or something? But usually it's pee. But I have had them a couple times because for truck driving, you are subject to random drug tests. So over the basically 18 and a half years that I was driving, I always say 20, but I'm just rounding up to 20. About 18 and a half. You know, I did a lot of drug tests, random drug tests. And I remember a couple times where they took a little, it's not like they pulled your hair. I think they actually just like cut a little bit of your hair or something. And they did that. But almost every other time it was urine. But they did do the hair one, I think, a couple times. I guess it depends on which facility you go to or something. Anyhow, Good Vibes Tribe says, or wait, yeah, Good Vibes Tribe says, I always said if women got involved with their own healthcare, the healthcare system would look like the Dollar Shave Club. I'm not sure. I've heard of the Dollar Shave Club, but where it's just like you just order stuff and it just comes automatically or whatever. Kevin Anderson says, Marie, Jane Greco, rock on. Good Vibes Tribe says, now women are involved and some of the men are terrified. Men are so terrified. They don't want, they don't want equal footing. And I'm saying that generally speaking. I think the men in this chat, we're probably all feminists, right? Except for maybe W. WW says, or Marie Jigger says, always Kevin. WW says, remember, stoned by 229. I guess that's the new 420 for W. I don't know. Robert Purpole says, several days ago, I mentioned seeing my pillow driving and not looking at the road. Oh yeah, with loud motorcycle sounds in a vid. I guess it was a fake AI vid. Oh, okay. And yeah, I do remember that because then I kind of was talking about how you should drive safety. Drive safety. I don't know. WW says, hair show THC use. Yes, it does. WW says shows. Okay. Good Vibe says, hair follicle. Yeah, hair follicle. That's what I was trying to say, follicle. I did a couple of those. Nothing ever came back. That's the great thing about if you don't do drugs and you go into a random drug test, you have absolutely no care in the world. And I never, ever did. I never cared because I knew they were never going to find anything. And that's a great feeling. And I wonder how many truck drivers go in there, worried that something's going to show up or whatever. And I never, ever, 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 ever had to worry about that. WW says, I don't have to take P-test now that I'm off narcotics. Pardon me. I have been sneezing a lot lately. I guess does that mean I have a cold? Maybe I need to take some THC for my cold. Roseblake says pain meds got taken when Trump had doctors' offices raided. That's the main reason people are seeking pain relief and take fentanyl. Oh, wow. I didn't know that. Mad Max says the government gets... See, I guess I'm really, really, really blessed. And I'm knocking on wood because I don't want to jinx myself. I almost take... I don't have any prescription... I don't take any prescription drugs. I barely even take an ibuprofen or an aspirin. Very rarely. Maybe once a year or something for something, I'm very lucky, very blessed. Thank you, good Lord in heaven, for blessing me with this great, I do have aches and pains. I'm not going to lie to you. But that's just like, I think old age related shit where I do feel sore. Like I can't do stuff like I used to be able to do as far as, picking up and carrying stuff or whatever. But I feel like I need to move over. But I don't take any type of pain meds. I don't take any prescription drugs. And I feel very, very fortunate about that. But I have a short shoulder right now. I could probably use something. But I think just a good massage might work that out. And like, just taking groceries in from the car to the house, it's like where years ago that wasn't even a consideration. But now I'm like, it's kind of hard. It's kind of weird. So, but I think it's just old age, right? Anyhow, let's see, where am I at here? I kind of skipped down a little bit here. Mad Max says the government gets stupid buzzwords stuck in their craw and then pass legislation that hurts people that have chronic pain. I think I have chronic pain, but it's like chronic soreness. I think I have chronic soreness. It's just like, I feel like, how when you were younger and you get a sore muscle because maybe you worked out or you did something, and then it's like it would just go away in a couple days. I have soreness that never goes away. I do have soreness. Now I am kind of contradicting myself, aren't I? Saying how I was so healthy and everything. But I do have this kind of soreness in my muscles or whatever. It seems like it never goes away. I keep waiting for it to go away and it's not going away. But it's mild enough that I don't feel like I need to take any type of pain med for it, I guess. Mr. Flux says the trick is to pass THCP test is to dilute your urine, drink a bunch of cranberry juice beforehand. Don't use the first P. Wow, you guys got it down. Good vibe, Rise. Yeah, my point is, if men shared some of the same medical needs, we wouldn't have to pay for tampons. Okay. Jolie says Trucker John now has channel memberships and super chats. Yeah, we got super chats, we got memberships, and you can support the show by buying me a coffee. All those are greatly appreciated. Keep the show going, grow the show. We want to grow the show and just keep getting better and better. That's the goal. Kevin Anderson says, these women rock in this chat. We got some great women in our chat, that's for sure. WW says, only on Leap Day for old retired people, special holiday tradition, everybody must get stoned. Someone should write a song about that. Mad Max says, the White House doctors gave out meds used for recreational. That was Dr. Feelgood. That was that Dr. Ronnie, right? That was when Trump was president. For recreational use, like they were candy at Halloween during the Trump years. Trump people have no platform to stand on their gripes. They're a bit hypocritical, I would say. Rose Blake says, according to Bob Dylan, WW says, I'm not good vibes. The world would end because there would be no more babies, or they would all be grown in labs. But I think it was a hypothetical, W. He was trying to make a point that, since men don't get periods or whatever, they don't really have any they don't care about those health issues. If it doesn't relate to them, and we're speaking with a broad brush, right? Speaking generally, well, there are a lot of men that, since they can't relate to the women's health issues, that they don't give a fuck about it. I think that was the point, basically, in a nutshell. Let's see here. WW says, I wake up over and over with a sore shoulder. What's going on? It is really sore. WW says, I can have shoulder surgery anytime I'm ready. I will never be ready. Oh, you need surgery? I hope I don't need surgery. Measure Spock, mind you, it's an almost lethal dose of H2O. People can die drinking too much water. Yes. I learned that kind of the hard way. I didn't die, but this was in about 24 years ago. I think it was in 2000 or 2001. I was working, and I had never worked as a car salesman before, but I got this job as a car salesman. And I was like 40 years old. So it's not like I was a kid, right? It's not like I was some young kid. But it's just something, if any of you have ever worked at a car dealership, the guy, it's almost all guys. We had, I think, maybe 2 women salespersons. Out of, I think we might have had like, I don't know, it was dozens of salesmen, because there was a Ford side, there was a Lincoln Mercury side, and in between was a used car lot. And between those 3, well, I worked on the Lincoln Mercury side, but we also did the used cars, and then the Ford side had their own thing. I don't know how many salespeople there were. Like I said, it was dozens, and like I think there were 2 women, maybe 3. But you get all these guys together, and the age range was, you had some young guys in their mid-20s probably, all the way, and I was like 40, and then you had some guys probably in their 50s. I'm trying to think if there's any guys in their 60s. Might not have been, but probably pushing 60, maybe, maybe a couple. But you had this kind of a wide range there. And, oh, hey, Mad Mac, thank you so much. Thanks for that super chat. For a burger at your next choke and puke. Stop, Trucker J. I'll try not to choke and puke. But thanks for that so much. That's so awesome. Thank you, Mad Mac. I appreciate that. But so what was I saying about about the water? Okay, so it's amazing how you can get these guys, their 20s to their maybe 60s, and you get them together, and it's like it was like stepping back in time and being in a locker room, like a high school locker room, with just the antics and the just the goofing around and the horseplay and the juvenile, talk and jokes, off-color jokes and everything. It was kind of funny, kind of amazing. And with car sales, it's sort of like when it rains, it pours. You can sit there and with nothing to do, or you're calling. You have like callback lists. You try to call people. You try to get people in. You do all that kind of stuff, and then all of a sudden you can be busy as hell because a bunch of people come. It's that type of a deal. And you just do stupid shit. And there was this other salesperson. He was a kid, probably like 24, 25, maybe, I don't know. Kind of a big guy, kind of like a big black guy, and so we decided to do this water drinking contest. And so we had one of those little, water dispensers, where they put the big water tank thing on it, and it was nice and refrigerated thing, and you get water. And so we had these styrofoam cups. And so we started filling these cups up and drinking them. And we were having this contest to see who could drink the most. And I don't remember how many I drank. And these were probably like, I'm not sure what size these were. 8-ounce cups maybe? I don't know. And so we would just drink it. And there really wasn't a time limit, but, we couldn't wait too long. But we would drink one and then take a couple minutes and drink another one. And I forget what we got up to, how many cups we drank. I think it was in the 20s, maybe. I don't know. And then I had to bail out. And I am not a person who pukes. Very, very rarely do I ever puke in my whole life. Whether it was from drinking or being sick. That's why when I do puke, I know that it's serious. Because I almost never puke. So I started feeling sick. And I had to quit. Like I said, I don't remember how many cups we did. It might not have even been 20. It might have been like 18 or something. I don't know. And I had to run to the bathroom. And I started sort of dry heaving. And then I actually kind of threw up some water. It was just like water. It was like, and I was just like, oh. And then I came out of the bathroom and everyone was kind of laughing. And so the guy won. I forget what we bet, something silly. I forget what it was, but he outdrank me, and he didn't get sick. But I felt like I was really sick. And then someone said like, yeah, you could die from drinking too much water, you fucking idiot. And I'm like, oh, I didn't know that. So yeah, you could die from drinking too much water. Uh, so W says, if for some reason they cannot pee, overhydration can make you very, very quickly sick. Yeah, I kind of learned that the hard way. But again, Mad Mac has that super chat. Thank you so much. That's so awesome. W says, now I want a burger. Mr. Spock says, my shoulders were messed up from owning a pressure washing business. A HD pressure washer always over my head. Both shoulders are messed up bad. Yeah, when you do that kind of repetitive work and you're especially when you're like having to do that or that or whatever, yeah, that could mess you up, man. But W says, I thought you got it from directing choirs and playing pianos, Mr. Spock. Ben Mac, forbidden hamburgers. Mr. Spock says, 3 sides on motorcycles also did my shoulders and hips. Good Vibes Tribe says, I will take gas station sushi for 1,000, Alex. That sounds delicious, doesn't it? Every time someone mentions gas station sushi, I automatically think of puking. WW says, Ops, Mr. Spock, did you see my comment above the man in Sturgis? Oops. Mad Max says, we call it choke and bake, or choke and boke in the UK. But in America, it needs to change to puke. Love it out loud. Hey, Jolie gifted 5 Chuck and John memberships. Thank you, Jolie. That's pretty awesome. So now we've got Kevin Anderson and Mad Mac and Mr. Spock, Good Vibe Tribe, Adam Westish. Is Adam here today? I haven't seen him. Mad Mac HD equals heavy duty. Heavy duty. Good Vibe Julie for the win. Thank you. All right, look at that. We got all these people with their names turned green. So that's pretty awesome. WW says, Boke 1 to retch or vomit, new to me today. Yeah, I never heard that before either. Let's see here. Bree says, oh, you're so awesome, Jolie. Robert Perpalt, Natalie Wood dies because they're drinking too much water. That's not nice. Robert Perpalt. That's not nice to say that. Uh-oh, I think I froze the chat up. I don't know. I don't know if it's good. Oh, there it goes. Okay. Kevin Anderson says, I don't die, I'm immortal. Well, that's an awesome power to have. So congratulations on that. As I'm rubbing my shoulder, I'm giving myself a shoulder massage. I can't talk today, but when could I ever? Mrs. Fox says, hey, I'm green. Thanks, Jolie. WWE says, last time I used a handheld pressure washer, it did hurt my shoulder a little. Oh, Surrender Monkey is over here. Finally. True dat. The guys who invented the dance YMCA are all in wheelchairs. Poor buggers. Or at least their shoulders are hurt because they're going like YMCA. Mad Max says, thank you, Jolie. And Good Vibes says, very cool. Kevin Anderson, Jolie's a nice person. And WW says, nobody dies no matter how hard they try. And WW says, hey, monkey. Hello, monkey. How you doing, monkey? Dang, I'm rubbing my shoulder. Okay, so I'm wondering if I should do a short show, because it is after 12, or just keep going for another half hour or so, and then I'll come back on at 3. I would like to come on at 3. I like doing that pre-show warm-up, Because I think everyone needs to get warmed up. That's probably why I hurt my shoulder, because I didn't get properly warmed up. Bringing my groceries in or something. I don't know. I can almost feel it right here, like a muscle or a tendon or something. Like it feels good when I rub it right here. That didn't sound right. Just forget I just said that. That did not sound right. But I need a massage. I think I need a professional massage. Mr. Flux says, biggest job I did was a 12-story apartment building, and I can't stand heights. Wow, that sounds pretty intimidating. I hope you use scaffolding or something. I don't know. Sorry Monkey says, hi Wes, hi Julie. Oh, he said, hi Wes. Hi Julie, and all in chat. Mad Max says, or in Zimmer frames, laughing out loud. I don't know what Zimmer frames are. That's Surrender Monkey. Mad Mac, are you English also? Because you were talking about England. Because if you are, I'm going to have to use a British accent when I do your tweets. Or tweets. These aren't tweets. God damn it. These are YouTube chats. These are YouTubes. If tweets were what was on Twitter, now they're X. I guess they're just shits. When you make a comment on shitter, there'd be shits. So for YouTube, when you make a comment, what would that be? This like yips? I don't know. You guys let me know what you think it should be. Sort of like it says Zimmers. So is it Thursday? I've been very, very drunk lately. It is Thursday, old chap. At least here in the state, here stateside, it's Thursday. I imagine it's still Thursday out there and across the pond at the UK. You've still got a few hours left of Thursday, apparently. About 3.5 hours, 3 hours and 32 minutes before you go into Friday. Let's see here. WW sympathetic pain. Mad Max says, throwing the chuck it ball for my dogs does my shoulder in. You know what? It's so sad. I used to have, I think I had a pretty good arm. Even though in baseball, my nickname was Rag Arm. Because I couldn't throw it with quite the zip from third base to first base that my all-star counterparts could, or my all-star teammates could, because they were all really, really super good. I got the ball there, probably, fielding the ball at third base and throwing it across the diamond over to first base. My throws were accurate, right in the glove. Never had to scoop one out of the dirt. And it probably got there maybe a fraction of a second slower than the all-star third baseman that normally play. Because I played all positions. But because it maybe had, I don't know, maybe a little bit more of a rainbow to it. It wasn't quite as a dart. And it was probably, I'd say, a fraction of a second slower. I was known as Rag Arm. And I don't recall any one of my throws being so slow that I wasn't able to throw a runner out. There was no detriment. I was no detriment. Let's put it that way. But still, these assholes had to call me Rag Arm. Anyhow, having said that, when I had my son and we would go play catch, I could throw the ball pretty good to my son. All the way up until like 10 years ago or something. Because we like to go, when I was home, we'd go to the park and throw the ball around. We'd throw a football around. We'd throw a baseball around. And then somewhere in my early 50s, and because we hadn't gone and played catch I think a few years had gone by. And we're like, hey, let's go play catch. We hadn't done that in a while. And so we go to the park, and I hadn't thrown a ball since whenever we last played catch. I think it was been 3 years or something. Probably my late 40s or something like that, or around 50. And I was still throwing the ball, pretty good. And so then we get to the park, and it was like, I couldn't throw. All of a sudden, it was like I couldn't throw further than like a baseball. I don't think I could throw more than like 20 feet or something. And I was like, oh my God, my arm is gone. And then we tried football, and I couldn't throw the football more than, I think, 30 yards, 20, 30 yards. I couldn't, anything more than that, I couldn't do it. And it was kind of hurting my arm to throw. So I was like, fuck, I guess I can't play catch anymore, or we got to play close together. We can't be too far apart. So that sucks. That sucked. So, and I don't think we played catch since, maybe a couple times, but I can't throw now at all. That's fucking old age, man. You can't throw a fucking baseball or football. That sucks. Just to have a friendly game of catch. I'm not even talking about actually playing a game. I can't even just have a friendly little game of catch with someone unless we're like 2 feet apart, you know? So that sucks, guys. That really does suck. I'm trying to, I've somehow killed the scrolling thing here. I don't know. So I was trying to go back. It won't let me scroll back. Oh, there it goes. Okay, I did something. I don't know what I did, but I was just trying to see where I left off. I guess there was talking about low overhangs and things of this nature. Kevin Anderson says, it would be funny if Trucker John had his show and then another guy comes up named Trucker Juan going, holy friholies, anybody want a tamale? That would be funny. You know, there is another Trucker John on YouTube, and he has a thing called the Trucker John Show. That's why I always call mine the Trucker John Livestream, just to try to differentiate from that other fucker. No, I'm just kidding. I'm sure he's a fine man. I've actually watched a couple of his videos. He seems like a good guy, but he's not me, so don't get confused, please. I'm the Trucker John Livestream. Surrender Monkey says, side chats, John. Oh my God, I'm getting old. I was going to watch the Ocean Liners channel and saw you guys live. Well, I'm glad we were able to be at least maybe a little more interesting than that. Maybe, I don't know. Good Vibes Tribe says, I have a Nerf gun that shoots the tennis ball for my dogs. There you go. Mr. Spock says, the judge found a technical reason to pay me the money. Oh, I skipped, so I don't know. We were talking about a lawsuit or something. The look on his face when the judge said that. Priceless, right? WW says, Kevin made it to 229. Good Vibes Tribe, I'm that lazy. Rose Blake says, Washington State is beautiful. It is, very beautiful state. WW says, I don't know. I skipped, so I don't know I don't know what this is about. I had to skip because I'm really behind. So I'm going to skip down some more because I'm sort of in the middle of a conversation here. Hey, there's Jeff Curry. He says, I was invited to try out for Atlanta Braves. Probably shouldn't have shown up drunk. But boom, Jeff Curry, the official comedian of the Trucker John live stream, is here. Thank you for being here, Jeff. Mad Mac, I played left out in baseball, 11 out loud. I'm a footballer in real life. I played football and baseball. I was better at football than baseball. I was not very good. I mean, I was decent. I didn't think I was a detriment. I could play outfield, I could play infield. My fielding, you know, I'm not the best athlete. I wasn't the best, but I didn't feel like I was a detriment to the team. Our team, when I was in, they called it Major League Baseball, which is a different age group from the Little League. It was like for the, I think 14 and 15-year-olds or something. And my first year on that team, we went 18-0. We had a whole team full of just all-stars. The whole starting lineup were like all-stars. We were 18-0. We went to the High Desert Tournament, won all those games, got to the championship game, and then we lost to Barstow in the championship game. Our only loss. Fuck. But I was not really that good. But I did have a double off Jimmy Morgan that drove in a couple runs. So that year. The next year, I wasn't really any better, but I had a game where I had 5 hits in one game. So those are my highlights. Ask says, hey, all truckers. Hey, Ask. Thanks for being here. We're just shooting the shit. So thank you for coming in and shooting the shit with us. Mr. Spock says, Mike Tyson in a bee suit. I don't know about that, but I just saw a little bit of, I don't know if I saw the whole trailer. I saw a little clip of The Beekeeper and with Jason Statham. And I didn't really know anything about it, so I wasn't interested in it. But then once I saw Jason Statham and he was like kicking ass, I'm like, I gotta go see The Beekeeper. So I think I want to see that before it leaves the theater. Mad Max says, did your customer have last name that ended in rump? Laughing out loud. Swinner Monkey says, at Mad Mac, seriously, only ever seen one baseball game. I was too drunk to watch before it started. Mad Max says, forget to tag you in that last Spock, Mr. Spock, at Mr. Spock. WW says, tryouts are scary. I was too afraid to try out for the basketball team because the guys I played with were so much better than me. I was a horrible basketball player. I was not really that athletic. I did manage to play some baseball and football, but other than that, I was a lousy basketball player. But I have a story about basketball too. I think I've told this maybe before. So this was like, I think I was in 6th grade. And so it was me, and I was kind of this chubby little 6th grader, but I was kind of tall, for my age. And then my friend, Renee Delacruz, he was even like way chubbier than me and way shorter than me. And so we're out at the outdoor basketball courts at our school. It was like, I think it was on a weekend because there was nobody. On the weekends, the grounds were open and you could go play on the basketball courts and stuff. And so it was like those blacktop kind of basketball courts, and it had the basketball rims, but there was like no net, But we're just out there playing horse, and stuff like that, just shooting the ball around. And then in the court next to us were these two guys. They were kind of playing one-on-one, and they were kind of older. They looked like they were probably maybe high school age, at least certainly junior high school age. A little bit older. And they were, they were thin and they were athletic, and we would watch them, and they were, they were really good dribblers. You could tell they could play the game pretty good. And then they said, hey, you guys want to play a little 2-on-2? And we're like, sure. And we were like, yeah, we're going to get our asses kicked, but, sure. What the hell, So they come over to our court. So we're playing 2-on-2. We're playing 21. So 21 is each basket counts as 1 point. First team to 21 wins. And it's like make it, take it. So if you make it, then you get to take the ball out and get the ball back. Okay? And they said, you guys can go first. Because they knew that they saw us and they knew that we were these two little dumpy, chubby kids or whatever. And so they were like, we'll let you guys go first. So we take the ball out. Renee's throwing the ball into me. And I kind of like just dribble a couple times. And I shoot it up and I swish it right in. Swish, but there was no net. But, if there was, it would have been a swish. And so I'm like, there we are, 1-0. And then, so again, he throws it into me. I put it up, shoot it. It goes in. I did that 21 straight times in a row. I sunk the basket. And we beat them 21-0. These older kids that were athletic against us two little chubby kids. I wasn't little, but I was, 6th grade. So however that was, 5 foot tall probably or whatever. And we beat them 21-0, and I sank 21 baskets in a row. And I've never done that before, and I've never done that since. And those guys were so like humiliated that they got skunked 21-0 by these two little dumpy kids. They just took their ball and left. Well, we had our own ball too, but they just were like, fuck this shit, and they just left. And it was so funny. And to this day, I still remember that. So that's my basketball story. But I was a horrible basketball player. I could never play in junior high or high school on a regular team. I was not coordinated enough. I could not dribble and, stuff like that. So, I could dribble, but I couldn't, dribble good, But that was my moment in basketball. Mr. Flock says, I played softball as a kid. The only thing I remember was catching a pop fly in the outfield. Oh, well, he says you sucked, but at least you caught the ball. I was a pretty good, decent outfielder. I didn't have speed, so I didn't have a great range. That's why I either played left field or right field, You usually put the speedy guys in center field because they can cover a lot of ground. But I was usually in right field or left field, and I could catch the ball, I can get the ball, and I can get the ball back into the infield pretty good. I had pretty good aim. WW says drinking with Harry Carey at the old McKiskey, sending him $1 buds in his fishing net, flirting with an organist who could be your mom or at least your piano teacher. I didn't know that Harry Carey. I don't know what old McKiskey was. I thought they were at Wrigley. Anyhow, whatever. Robert Prapon says, Cat Williams did the Joe Rogan podcast. This has to be an interesting watch. Okay. Hey, Tommy, can you give me that footage on the Cat Williams? No? Tommy's worthless. Good Vibes Tribe. I saw that, Robert. They posted the whole interview also. Mr. Spock says, I played hockey also. I couldn't stop, so I ran into other players on the boards. I sucked. But at least you gave it a shot, because you never know until you try, right? Surrender Monkey says, I just remembered my boss had a midlife crisis and signed up for a 5-a-side football league. We were terrible, and the boss broke my ankle with a sliding tackle. Didn't give me one day off work. What a bastard. You broke your ankle, and then how could you go to work with a broken ankle? WW says, I wasn't that drunk, but I had so much fun. Free box seats. I could afford the beer. Well, yeah. But Carey, didn't he cover the Cubs games? Didn't the Cubs play at Wrigley Field? I don't know what McKiskey is. Robert Prapon says, yeah, over 3 hours. Good Vibes says, I should say Joe Rogan posted the whole interview to YouTube with cameras. It was good they had cameras. Robert Prapon says, Good Vibes Tribe. Right, that's where I saw it, YouTube. Robert Prapon also goes on to say, well, I saw it was posted, didn't watch it yet. Yeah, because you're going to watch this first. Mr. Fox says, I played a game of midnight hockey, 18 years old, smoking weed and watching these guys beat each other up. The puck would come to me and get it away from me as quick as possible. Yeah, you don't want to get beat up, Good Vibes Tribe says, me too, Robert. Should be a crazy podcast. Jeff Curry says, I don't know if still, but I had record for most stolen bases and was never caught. One time I was, but they missed the call. Well, there you go. Sometimes that happens. So congratulations. I guess you were speedy. WW says, I went to senior skate at the ice rink with a couple of friends. We did fine skating around near the wall in circles. When they let the little kids back on the ice, I felt clumsy. Good Vibes Tribe says, I played high school sports. Awesome. Me too. WW says, before Cubs, this was 1975. Oh. So, wow, that's a long time ago. So he was was that minor league or something? Surrender Monkey says, I once got knocked out at school playing cricket. I was looking for magic mushrooms in a wide field position. Wasn't paying attention, and all I remember is someone shouting my name and thwack! Out cold. Wow. That's kind of serious. Hey, Pisces Creator TK is here. Thanks, Teresa, for being here. Good to see you. Hi, all hugs. Yeah, awesome. Good. Did you come by and stop in for a bit? We're probably going to end this in about 15 minutes. But then I'm going to come back on at 3 p.m. Pacific time for a House Sparks pre-show warm-up. Because I don't want you guys pulling a hammy or injuring your shoulder. Like, mine is kind of sore. I don't think I did proper warm-ups just for life stuff. So, it's important. Good Vibe says, hi, Pisces. Robert Paul says, It was easy to miss calls way back when, but it's hard to miss a call post cell phones. Oh yeah, if everyone's like videoing the game. WWE White Sox. Oh, he was doing White. Oh, McKiskey. Oh yeah, that's right. I should have known that. Yeah, the old McKiskey or whatever for White Sox. Yeah. Tim Farrell, Pisces Greeters, saying hi. Oh, Tim Farrell, have you been lurking? Because I don't think I remember seeing you in here. But thanks for being here. Thanks. Always good to see both of you, Pisces Greeter and Tim Farrell, and everybody else. Thanks for being here. Jeff Curry says, I got toothpaste in my eye this morning. I got toothpaste in my eye. I don't know how it happened, but don't do that. It probably doesn't feel too good, especially when you start brushing it, Let's see, everyone there is saying hi and hi, 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 hi. Good Vibes Tribes, don't jinx me. I have to go to the gym, laughing out loud. WW says, don't take the toothbrush out of your mouth when it is running. My toothbrushes don't run, they jog. Marie Jane says, ouch at Jeff Curry. WW says, hey, Teresa. Pisces Greeter GK says, getting my shingles vaccine on Saturday, and so is my husband. Wish me luck. Thank you all. Well, yeah, good luck on that. It shouldn't be too big of an ordeal. It's just a pinprick. Remember we were doing the whole kind of comfortably numb thing last time? Or one of the times previous. We were talking about shots, and then we ended up getting into some comfortably numb lyrics, I believe, if I recall correctly. But yeah, it's just a pinprick. Just look the other way, and then they'll say, "That's it, we're done. You can leave now." And you're like, "Oh, okay." And then you'll be good. Apparently, for 10 years, I know, because we were. I forget what we came up on that. Was that a lifetime, or was it 10 years, or was it every whatever? But it should be good for a while anyhow. Let's see here. WW says, no luck needed. I don't even remember any pain. I don't remember either. I'm pretty sure I got one when I had shingles and I had to go to ER. That was in 2016. But then might have just been a shot of like some antibiotics or something. Come to think of it, I don't remember if I got the shingle shot. And now I'm like thinking, that's why I was thinking like, maybe I think I need to go and find out, because I don't want to get shingles again. It was pretty bad. Robert Brabant says that I'm allergic to needles. Mr. Spock says, don't get aftershave on your nutsack. Just a warning from someone I know. I don't know what info. Glad it wasn't me. I think that's supposed to be, I don't know. Glad it wasn't me. But anyhow, just trying to decipher that. But, well, what if you had to shave your pubes? Don't they use shaving cream? I know you're not supposed to put like, what's that stuff they would spray as a joke in your jock? The that footage stuff or whatever, or no, like the what's that hot stuff? The stuff for muscles that I probably need for my shoulder. I know one of you guys is going to help me out. You know what I'm talking about. Probably. Where's Ask? Ask usually gets the correct info out there. Jeff Curry says, went to Subway yesterday. I asked for mustard. Guess what happened? Oh boy, Jeff. Another yellow controversy. Surrender Monkey says, I once got herpes in my eyes. Very annoying. It's not easily done. And my doctor was like, how the F did you manage this? And I don't want to know. I don't think I want to know. Please don't tell me. Pisces Reader TK says, I always do at Trucker John. Same with drawing blood. Do not like the sight of blood. Yeah, just look away. I don't like the sight of the blood thing either. I just do it. I usually just look it up. I'm just thinking about something, or if the nurse has a nice rack. No. But yeah, so just look away. Look away. Robert Prepon says, Surrender Monkey, I bet you didn't see that coming. Oh, and the spelling there. You dirty dog, you. WW says, butterfly kisses. Is that how it happened? Mad Max says, no toothpaste unless you want to feel pain. Laughing out loud. Don't ask me how I know this. W says, why would you have to shave your pubes? Like if you're going in for surgery and they're doing surgery down there or something? Like a hernia surgery or something? I don't know. Don't they do that? I don't know. President Sort of Monkey, so sorry about that. Icy Hot, Jeff Curry. Yeah, I think that was what I was thinking of. Because then isn't that thing like a prank? Put Icy Hawk into Icy Hot or whatever, or Ben Gay, I guess, into someone's jock, and then that would burn your crotch. But I never heard about shaving cream doing that. Ben Max says shaving cream on your nuts is fine. Just be careful of the razor because it is annoying to nick your nuts. Yeah, you don't want to do that. You don't want to nick your nuts, old chap. Surrender Monkey says, it wasn't your fault, Teresa. Hi. Speaking of hi, I've been watching Mr. and Mrs. Smith on, I guess it's Amazon or whatever. And if you guys have watched it, then you know what I mean when I say hi. And if you haven't watched it, you maybe should check it out. It's a pretty good show. It's got Donald Glover and the female lead. Her name is Maya something, and I don't think I've ever heard of her before, but she's really good. So if you want to know what hi means, then watch that show. Mr. Spock says, don't cut up Trinidad ghost peppers and then take a leak. Even if you wash your hands, it's going to bite your pee-wee. Wow, you guys know a lot of shit about handling your genitals, which is good. That's a good thing to know, Let's see here. Pisces Reader says, that's sort of monkey. Thank you. Just feel bad is all how I am. Well, I'm sorry to hear that. I hope you get better soon. And feel better soon, there, Pisces Reader. Good Vibes Tribe says, I have made a similar mistake, and Mr. Spock. Jeff Curry says, I made some shine. It helps eyesight. I think you will see two of everything. And by shine, I think you mean moonshine, apparently. But there should have been a drum sting, maybe. But drum sting probably if you kind of clean it up there, kind of edit that or something. Mad Max says, hi, Teresa, Pisces Reader. Good for you getting the vaccine. I did it a couple of years ago at the same time as a COVID vaccine. It wasn't too bad. Pisces Reader says, I heard having the shingles is awful. No fun. So I did not want to risk it. Yeah, I got it in 2016. I didn't know I had it. I didn't know what was going on. I was just getting sick. I felt like a flu was coming on. And then literally like a week had gone by and it kept getting worse and worse and worse. It was to the point where I was in my truck parked in Denver Flying J, or it's not really Denver. It's like, was it Auburn or whatever it's called? It's kind of close to where that one mass shooting at the theater was. It's kind of close to there. But anyhow, so it got to the point where I just rented a car and took myself to an ER hospital. Because I kept waiting for how you get a flu and you're like, oh, I'll be better in a few days or whatever. I was getting worse and worse and worse. And it was like I was getting a fever and a high temperature. Well, that's the same thing. And I was like chills and sweating, and I think I was getting a cough, and it was, and then I started noticing. I guess I started getting, I don't know, on my legs. I started getting these splotches or whatever, and then So I went in. That's when I went into the. I was like, okay, this is not a flu. I went to the ER, and then they're like, yeah, you got shingles, And I think they gave me a shot, and I don't know. I guess maybe it wasn't. Maybe at that point it was too late for the shingles vaccine. I think it might have just been like antibiotics or something. And then they prescribed me a bunch of like pills, antibiotics. And within about 2 days or whatever, it was like all cleared up. So thank God for modern medicine. Thank God for antibiotics. Thank God for those ER doctors and nurses that helped me. Thank God for that rental company car. I was able to get a rental because at that time I didn't even. I guess Uber was around, but I felt like I needed to just get in a car and try to drive myself somewhere because I wasn't even sure where to go. So anyhow, thank God for all that. Thank God, thank dog, thank flying spaghetti mouse or whatever. But be thankful. That's kind of the main thing. Let's see here. Good Vibes Brian says, if I see 2 of everything, that's good. It means I have 16 beers left. Aren't ghost peppers like transparent? Story Monkey says, I was chopping California Reaper chilies, rubbed my eyes, the tears were instant, and I scratched an itch. It was a cold sore, and herpes can swim in tears in your eye. What a sort of domino effect there, huh? WW says, don't shave, trim it up. Maybe the surgery prep will shave what needs to be shaven. Yeah, and don't they use shaving cream? That's what I'm saying. Mad Max says, that is what I heard too. Good Vibe Tribe says, I was making homemade salsa. So was cutting onion. First opened all my sinuses up. Then I went for peppers, then sneezed. Wow. It's just like these series of events. Patient Reader says, I convinced my husband to get the shingles vaccine too. Well, good. I'm glad you did, because I think everyone should get it, because you don't want to get shingles. It's not fun. Mr. Buck says, yep, it's Surrender Monkey. The show Hot Wings comes to mind. Hot Wings is a show? Hot Wings? Is that the one where people try to eat like the hottest thing? I watched a few of those like clips of it, and I think it's so stupid. WW says, I've told everybody about my dad's shingles, never really healed completely. Oh yeah, that's the thing, huh? Like mine healed up pretty good. I mean, really good. But I guess if you get it really bad, yeah, it could never. That's the risk, huh? Jeff Curry says, squirrels got into my Carolina Reaper plants once. Yeah, they probably didn't like the heat. WW says, God works in mysterious ways. The devil is in the bureaucracy. Laughing out loud. WW says, the shaver is electric. Oh, okay. That makes sense. Good Vibes Tribe says, I have also mistaken wasabi for guacamole. That could be pretty detrimental. Mr. Spock, they discovered a new macrovirus. Its scientific name is Trump disease. Pisces Reader says, I assume the younger generation will not need the shingle vaccine. Just people over 50. Really? Well, yeah, I guess so. I think I read something about that. Well, when you turn 50 or something, that they recommend that you get it, the shot, right? Or maybe you're in your 40s or 50s or whatever. Yeah. Let's see. WW says, they say to spray your fruit tree trunks with pepper spray. Keeps the squirrels off. Wow, that's a good idea. Sort of Monkey says, we can only grow weak chilies in the UK, not just because all imports are irradiated, but the weather is bad. Also, the police don't know chili plants from weed. I stopped growing windowsill chili. Wow, I didn't realize that it looks like weed. Marie Gringo says, yes, Mr. Spock, and it seems to never freaking goes away. Jeff Curry says, Uncle big NASCAR fan. I was following him yesterday and kept bumping into him. Told him I was drafting. He thought funny. Seha says, laughing out loud. Hey, there's Seha. Have you been lurking this whole time, or did you leave and come back? But yeah, good to see you again. Laughing House, Monkey. I was picking a bumper crop of habaneros. Didn't wear gloves. Woke up in the middle of the night after scratching my balls in my sleep. Spent the next 4 hours in the bathtub. Yikes. Are you sure you were asleep when you were scratching your balls? That sounds suspect to me. Mad Max says, early days with my girlfriend, I asked jokingly if the carpet matched drapes, and she replied immediately that she had hardwood floors, no carpet. Oh, yeah. That's funny. WW says, I couldn't get my first vaccine until I was 50. So, yeah, I think that's the deal, W. I think it's when you're 50, that's when they tell you to get your shingles shot. Mr. Flex says, apparently polar bear livers contain enough vitamin A to unlife a lot of people. Okay. WW is laughing out loud at something that someone said. I have no idea what. Might have been me, might have been someone in the chat. I guess we'll never know. I guess we'll never know. Hey, we've been at this for 2 hours now. I think I'm going to take a little break, a little breaky, and I think I'm going to come back in a couple hours. So if you guys want to come back and join me in a couple hours, that'd be awesome. We'll do a little Howell Sparks pre-show warm-up at 3 p.m. Pacific time. So let's go ahead. We'll take a break. Let's get some lunch in us, or dinner, or whatever your time zone is, whatever it might be. I need to go get me some lunch. Let's recalibrate. Let's regroup. We'll get in here. We'll get all nice and warmed up for Hal, and we'll do a 1 hour show so we can just kind of glide right into the Hal Sparks show at 3 p.m. Pacific time. I believe he's coming up at 4, right? It's Thursday. He comes on at 4 p.m. So we'll do a 3 p.m. and then we'll do a Trucker John raid right into Hal's show. Sounds like a plan? Does that sound like a plan, guys? Sounds like a plan to me. All right, so thank you so much. Thanks for the super chats. Thanks for the memberships. Thanks for the subs and the subscribing and the sharing. Let's share, because we're at 1,500. We've been kind of stagnant here at 1,518 or whatever. We need to get to 2,000. So let's share the show. Let's grow the show. Make this a big national hit. All right, guys. I appreciate you being here. Always, 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 always. So good to see you. And let's see here. I'm going to put this little ditty on, if I can find it. For some reason, my stuff is kind of out of order here. It would appear. Let's see. Where's my thing? Guys, I lost my thing. Is this it?